Welcome to Veterans Corners, which consists of the Revere Veterans Service and the Revere Allied Veterans Council. I would like to thank the participating organizations for joining the Revere Allied Veterans Council, which consists of the American Legion Post 61, the Jewish War Veteran Post 161, the Patriot Civic Club, the Revere Moose Lodge, the Revere Veterans Committee, the Revere Elks Lodge, the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center, which I'm part of, the VFW Beachmont Post 6712, and the VFW Matola Post 4524. I would like to introduce Nick Buller, who's in charge of the Revere Veterans Service, and he will be talking about veterans benefits. So Nick, without further ado, take it away.
Thank you, Morris. First of all, I would like to introduce Donna Dreeszen. Donna is my associate, and we work very closely together, and we have our objective is to take care of the veterans. Our office is located at 249 Broadway in the rear of the American Legion building, and we provide financial and medical assistance to various veterans in our community. Each community has their own veteran agent, and I have been very fortunate to be the representative here in Revere. The medical assistance we provide is generally we pay for various medical works that have been done on the veterans. We pay co-payments, and we provide financial assistance for the needy. That is the important part, is the needy we take care of. We're not associated with the VA. We complete VA forms and will assist the veterans in completing these forms and submit them for them, but we cannot get information from the VA unless the veteran is present when we call the VA. They're very strict on the Privacy Act. A little history about the veteran benefits in Massachusetts. In the 18th century, the towns in Massachusetts Bay Colony provided assistance for the needy veterans in as far back as the French and Indian Wars, which was 1754 to 1763. State and local elected officials wanted to recognize the service that the veterans have done for this country. And they have borne the burden of military duty. The mission of the Director of Veterans Services is to be the chief advocate for nearly 500,000 veterans of Massachusetts. As I said, I only represent the community of Revere. We assist veterans in housing, job assistance, alcohol and drug rehabilitation. We coordinate with local nursing homes, elderly care facilities, to ensure that the veterans or their widows are receiving proper treatment and benefits for which they are entitled. Organizing and directing all patriotic holidays. As an example, Memorial Day ceremony, Veteran Day ceremony, and last year we celebrated the 150th anniversary of the Civil War veterans, the ones that were buried at the Rumney Marsh Burial Ground. The Rumney Marsh Burial Ground is one of the city's hidden jewels. A committee was formed 4 years ago, and we have been working to clean and repair the cemetery's broken gate, the sign, the walkway, just to name a few of the items. We have spent many hours and many fundraisers in order to provide this service to our community. The first person that was buried there was in 1693, and the last person buried there was a Civil War veteran, in 1929. So there's a lot of history there in the community at the Rumney Marsh Burial Ground, and we have been working very hard trying to get it so that it's brought up to the condition that is honorable. And American flags are put on the resting places of all the veterans, whether they were buried at Rumney Marsh Burial Ground, Holy Cross Cemetery, or Woodlawn Cemetery. Many veterans assisted us in decorating the graves. We also seek out veterans and their dependents in need or are unaware of the available benefits. At the present time, we are attempting to identify the women veterans who are serving during World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. The Gulf War vets, women vets, are readily available. We arrange and or provide transportation to veterans to the hospitals and clinics. We advocate on a local level for veterans and their dependents. Some veterans may be eligible for educational benefits, motor vehicle benefits, property tax exemptions, welcome home bonuses, annuities, burials, to name a few. Not all veterans are eligible for all these services. So please, if you have any questions, just feel free to call my office, and Donna or myself, we will explain it to you. Today, the returning veterans are dealing with post-traumatic stress, known as PTSD, and TBI, which is traumatic brain injury. Generally, these individuals are referred to the veteran centers, which recently moved to South Street in Boston. Should anyone know of any veterans who require any assistance, please call my office. The number is 781-286-8119, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you and help you to refer you to the various programs that are available to some of the veterans, veterans in general. Currently, we're collecting items and donations for Operation Troop Support. Donna has been very, very active in this program. It's in the last 9 years, they have sent over 60,000 packages to our troops all over the world. I've been working with Morris over the last couple of years, and he's been raising funds in order to help with some of the expenses as far as mailing the packages to New York, and then the government takes over from there. So at this time, I would like to turn this over to Donna and have her explain some of the things that she's doing with supporting the troops. Donna?
Thank you, Nick. For the past 10 years, I have been working on Operation Troop Support with a group of teenagers from the Immaculate Conception Middle School Religious Education, and it was actually their idea that we send out cards and letters to the troops who were deployed in Iraq at that time, and it grew into something larger than life, really. It went from cards and letters to packages, and they took it out into the community. And we have done direct outreach with siblings of these kids who have gone overseas. And a few years ago, we adopted a troop. He actually worked in Chelsea, and he lived in New Hampshire, but we had a connection to him, and we adopted he and 3 of his fellow soldiers, and we sent packages to them, emailed them, sent cards and letters to them. And when he returned home, he came to visit us and speak about his experience over in Iraq. And on that day, he also was kind enough to stay with the kids and help us to pack up 36 boxes that went to Operation Troop Support to his buddies who were still over in Iraq serving. So these kids really have such a clear knowledge and understanding of how important it is to have this outreach with the military men and women. And they have also done outreach to the nursing homes and to the Soldiers' Home in Chelsea, where they have done Valentine's for veterans. They collect candy at Halloween time, and they do Halloween for the veterans as well, where the candy is sent out. And they're especially sensitive to the men and women who are overseas who are not able to celebrate with their children, so they send the holidays to them as well. If anyone has any children who are serving or siblings and you would like packages sent, you can either contact the church or absolutely our office takes names and contact information for the troops who are overseas who want to have a connection with people at home. And they have told us that it's great to get cards and letters from family, but it means so much to get a card or a letter from someone in Revere. So they have that connection to home. I can't stress that enough. Just a card. Many people who may be watching this are homebound. Just sit down and write a letter. And if you do it through the church, we ask that you not put your last name on it. It will be sent from the church itself. And anything else you have, toothbrushes, toothpaste, playing cards, books, anything like that, please feel free to drop it off to our office, and we make sure that it gets where it needs to go with Operation Troop Support. Another thing we have is a really nice little book corner for the troops who come in, and those are sent out as well. But we do keep a nice little bookcase in our office where anyone who comes in to visit us is free to take a book or give a book, get a book, and we have magazines for you, and it's become a nice little program that people really appreciate when they come in. So we thank you for all your support, and please remember that there still are quite a few men and women overseas serving who still need socks and toiletries and stuff like that. So please, let's not forget about them. And I thank you. On behalf of our office, I thank you. It's been a great honor and a privilege to work for Veteran Services here in Revere, especially with Nick.
Donna, let me be the first one to thank you for what you do, because last year and a couple of years before that, you brought your packages in with you and your husband, Steve. We wrapped them up, and we're going to be doing this again on October the 26th, where Colonel Moody will be available. And this I would like to address to Mr. Nick Brewer, who's head of the Revere Veterans Service. These are veterans questions that came in to me, Nick, and I thought you might be able to answer them. There's only 3 of them. For example, the first one, what kind of burial benefits are available to veterans?
Well, it depends on the income of the veteran and whether or not they have insurance to cover their burial expenses. The state allows at the present time me to pay $2,000 as long as the funeral does not cost more than $3,000. So it's generally for the indigent veteran who is in need. Folks who want to have wakes and huge funerals, unfortunately, the expense is more than the $3,000. But the purpose of it is to take care of the veteran and in need. And that's the ones we want to be concerned about, is the veteran in need. So each veteran is different. So again, it depends on whether or not you have insurance.
Thank you, Nick. The second question came in from a veteran, and he wants to know, can you explain the welcome home bonus?
A welcome home bonus right now is $1,000 for someone who has served in country in Iraq or Afghanistan. Also, during the Vietnam War, if you were in Vietnam, physically in Vietnam, the bonus was at that time was only $300. Today, for the Iraqi Afghanistan veteran, it's $1,000. All they have to do is come to my office, and I'll provide the form, and Donna will provide the form for the welcome home bonus. We just need verification that you were a resident of Massachusetts prior to going into the military, and we'll take care of that. If you were not in a war zone, then you're only allowed $500. You get the $500 bonus. So that's the difference between the two. And if you have spent, if you have gone for a second tour, you would get the $1,000 and then $500 additional dollars for the second tour, and any tours after that.
The third and final question, Nick, is if I lost my DD 214 or 214 or discharge papers, how do I get a copy?
Well, the state of Massachusetts has the archives in Waltham. So generally I can go online, and if you were a Massachusetts resident prior to going into the military, then most often they have a copy of your 214 on file there, and I can get it by means of the computer. If not in the if it's not in the files in the archives in Waltham, then what we have to do is we have to submit a form down to St. Louis, and they will mail a discharge papers right directly to the veteran.
Thank you. And thank you, Donna. And before we close, I would like to say, if I may, a few words. Operation Troop Support is looking for donations to ship the packages overseas. So you people out in Revere who would like to donate, the donations can be mailed to the Revere Veterans Service, 249
R Broadway,
or to the Revere Senior Center, 25 Winthrop Avenue. And the Colonel will be there October the 26th. Until the next time, thank you, and Veterans Corner will meet again in a few weeks. Thank you.